The Apple Watch is a pretty remarkable piece of tech. Apple has found a way to pack so much functionality into such a small package. Besides doing the obvious things like telling time, people use their Apple Watch for things like fitness tracking and sleep tracking and turn-by-turn direction and things like that. One feature that was highly advertised by Apple was that the Apple Watch could not just monitor your heart rate, but also your heart rhythm. More specifically, Apple advertises that the Apple Watch has the ability to recognize certain heart arrhythmias like atrial fibrillation. So first off, atrial fibrillation, or AFib for short, is a type of irregular heartbeat where the top part of your heart does not contract in sync with the bottom part of your heart. In a normal heartbeat, the top two chambers of your heart will contract, forcing blood to the bottom two chambers of the heart. Then, the bottom two chambers will then contract to force blood to the rest of your body. When somebody has AFib, the two top chambers of the heart don't really contract, they just kind of quiver. This could eventually lead to things like heart failure or a blood clot forming in your heart that could lead to a stroke. Now, AFib is a somewhat common heart condition. The most recent reporting shows that about 10% of all adults over 65 years old will have AFib, and many people who have it won't even have symptoms. But if you do develop symptoms, it's usually things like shortness of breath or fatigue, or sometimes feeling like your heart is beating out of your chest. Now, AFib is usually a chronic condition, but people can sometimes bounce in and out of it. People with AFib usually will live normal, active lives, but they will need to be on a daily blood thinning medication to prevent things like stroke, as well as a medication to regulate and control their heart rate. Now, Apple advertises that its wearable tech has the ability to save lives, whether it be through its crash detection software or its EKG and heart monitoring software. These make for really good ads, but I never really heard of it actually happening in real life, until last week. A patient came to our ER last week with a very fast heart rate. He told the ER doctor he had no chest pain, but that his heart felt funny. The man used the EKG function on his Apple Watch, and it alerted him that he was in AFib with a heart rate of 170. This obviously concerned him because up till now, he's never had any heart issues. Actually, he was barely on any home medications as it is. He was otherwise pretty healthy. When he got to the ER, they hooked him up to an EKG, and it also confirmed atrial fibrillation with a heart rate, I believe it was 174, which is absurdly fast. The ER doctor then called me to admit the patient to the hospital. We started him on a medication to lower his heart rate and a blood thinning medication to prevent stroke. And after a short hospital stay, he was discharged home fine. If he had not come to the ER, he would have run the risk of having a stroke or his heart just failing. And the only reason he even came to the ER in the first place was because of his Apple Watch. Apple does a very good job of advertising these functions for their products, but it's pretty cool to see it actually play out in real life. Now, does this mean that everybody needs to go buy an Apple Watch? No, but it's cool to know that if you do own one, it does give you that extra little bit of peace of mind. But guys, that's all for today. If you would, like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, have a good one.